Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. I am Bablet Jonathan. In our top stories in this edition of the news, opposition politicians in the Republic of Cameroon condemn with strong terms the arrest and detention of Barrister Michel Ndoki, militant of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement (CRM) political party, of Professor Maurice Kamto, who is equally in detention and tried over charges connected to the 26th of January 2019 protest move organized by the party in some major towns of the country. According to the Cameroon People's Party, the CPP of Kabangwala Edith, Barrister Michel Ndoki was kidnapped in the southwest region of the country. And also in this newscast, we should talk about the presidential elections in the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Senegal. President Muhammadu Buhari has won a new term in office, while Senegalese are still waiting for official results of the presidential elections. Those were top stories. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the news. She had been in hiding for quite some time now, and she's been arrested by security forces. She was picked up. Barrister Michel Ndoki, militant of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement (CRM) political party, and member of the Cameroon Bar Association. She was picked up yesterday in the southwest region of the country, reportedly along the border between Cameroon and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and she's now in detention at an unknown location or detention center. In the report coming up next for me, Armstrong Sander makes a review of the political journey of Barrister Michel Ndoki from the time she was arrested first after the first protest move that the party organized here in the economic capital Douala to protest against electoral hold-up.
Political party analysts and observers say the repeated arrest and detention of Barrister Michel Ndoki is a political price she has to pay for the fight against what her party qualifies as electoral hold-up. The arrest of the firebrand supporter, who doubles as president of the women's wing of the CRM political party, has provoked hot blows from some opposition political party leaders in Cameroon. Since the October 7, 2018 presidential election, Barrister Sonia Michel Ndoki has been arrested twice. She and some 42 supporters and sympathizers of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement political party were arrested in Douala on Saturday, October 27, 2018. The arrest was during a protest demonstration against what the CRM political party supporters and sympathizers qualify as electoral hold-up. Barrister Michel Ndoki will later be released, then summoned on November 6, 2018 at the Littoral Regional Court of Appeal on charges like illegal manifestation, apology to crime and threat to public peace. The court case against her and others was again postponed and later cancelled. On January 26, 2019, Barrister Michel Ndoki was repeatedly shot on her leg in Douala during a second protest demonstration of the CRM political party after the 2018 presidential election. She was rushed to the hospital facility in the city of Douala, where she went missing until a week ago when Michel Ndoki appeared on a foreign TV channel, revealing that she has been hiding from Cameroonian authorities who are working day and night to get her arrested. Nothing was again heard of Barrister Michel Ndoki until February 26, 2019, when the Cameroon Renaissance Movement political party confirmed the arrest of their women's wing leader, though without further details on how, when and where she was arrested.
Before joining the Cameroon Renaissance Movement (CRM) political party, she was once a militant of the Cameroon People's Party, and the CPP of Kabangwala Edith has said Barrister Michel Ndoki was kidnapped in the southwest region of the country, and the party condemned her arrest and, of course, what has been qualified as the illegal and arbitrary arrest of other politicians in Cameroon. Details in this report by Innocent Aze, who also talked to some other politicians, notably of the Cameroon People's Movement, the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, the CPDM, who simply indicated that her arrest was delayed.
Barrister Michel Ndoki, militants of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement's opposition political party, forced into the dragnets of security forces in Equinoxe, Vako division of the Southwest region, early February 26, 2019, after moving herself out of her hideout where she has refused for a month. At the same time, she was battling with injuries sustained January 26 during a banned peaceful protest. Security sources reported Barrister Michel Ndoki was about crossing to neighboring Nigeria after promoting public disorder in the towns of Douala, Bafoussam and Yaoundé that resulted to the arrest and detention of her collaborators. Her arrest came as shocking news to many Cameroonians, amongst them politicians like those of the Cameroon People's Party, who are fighting for a free Cameroon.
The arrestation is now the arm of this government. Even they will kill off Cameroonians, they will remain in power. It's only their objective. And our objective is to have a Cameroon for Cameroonian where everybody is happy to live.
To a CPDM militant, Roger Mouthé Ambassa, Cameroon is a well-organized country and Barrister Michel Ndoki deserves being where she is today. He adds she was not fished out as grace to treat herself. If she was to be arrested, that would have been done long ago.
Depuis, parce que vous savez qu'aujourd'hui, avec votre téléphone même fermé, même sans puce, on peut vous repérer.
The CPP holds she was kidnapped to be jailed alongside her collaborators. Their detention, the CPP says, is fortifying.
For us, it's like an energizer. They are keeping Cameroonians in jails, forgetting that these jails are in Cameroon. These jails is our money. We know that is the way for us to the final victory. And we are not afraid. And we are calling Cameroonians to remain quiet, to do what they have to do. They have to act.
To the CPDM militant, Roger Mouthé Ambassa, women are encouraged to be active in politics, but not allowed to go out of the frame, like Barrister Michel Ndoki.
Elle a toute seule déconstruit tout ce qu'elle a fait entre-temps, parce que vous savez...
He regrets she mobilized Cameroonians to destabilize the country, but wants to flee. With documents circulating on social media, she holds a foreign nationality.
Notre nationalité, qui n'est pas la camerounaise, parce que tout le monde la connaît comme Camerounaise.
Barrister Michel Ndoki went into hiding barely 2 days after her wounded colleague Celestine Germain was arrested in the hospital, while she was also under intense treatment.
And our Northwest correspondent, Mbu Stella, equally captured the reaction of the national chairman of the Social Democratic Front, SDF political party, John Fundi, condemned with strong terms the arrest and detention of Barrister Michel Ndoki, militant of the CRM political party. Take a listen to this extract.
I'm surprised that Mr. Biya's government keeps embarrassing people with unwarranted arrests. If I'd heard that they banned her not to travel out of the country, it would have been something different. If they want her not to travel, it would have been something different. I think that outside the demonstrations that they had, every Cameroonian citizen still has a right to move out and come in. So to say that you are embarrassing a lawyer who was trying to move out to Nigeria, maybe to pick a few things for her family, you embarrass her that way and disgrace her that way. I want to say that I condemn it in very strong terms. Looking that this was a case of just demonstrations, which we've seen the CPDM government carry out their own demonstrations guarded by the police, gendarmes, army. This is a thing that they would have gathered, come to with his people to demonstrate. Another thing for them to start shooting people, wounding people, and all the like. I just kept quiet on this because it hurt me in a very special way. We have crisis in the country. We have wars in nearly 6 regions of the country. And instead of putting things together, we're still doing everything to make the already bad situation worse. Because I think come to a heart every right to demonstrate.
Our Northwest correspondent Mbu Stella equally asked the national chairman of the Social Democratic Front, John Fundi, what he thinks about the arrest and, of course, detention and trial of Professor Maurice Kamto, national president of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, CRM political party, and, of course, the situation in the country, not only in the Northwest and Southwest, but also in the far north, in the east, and other parts of the country where there are security challenges. And this is what John Fundi said.
But I think that any Cameroonian arrested and locked up should be given a fair trial. And they should respect the human dignity, the human being, and not everybody in prison. I know how many children were ferried from here to Yaoundé and they're languishing in prison, some dying. And you ask yourself, why were these children arrested? Oh, we saw them together, we saw them where, doing what? Even if you look at the killings in this town now, when a vehicle is coming, you see children just start running. They'll open fire on innocent children. For the fact that a criminal carries an operation here, does not mean that he will sit here and be waiting for the gendarmes or the army. He goes, and if you come without investigations, you open fire on the people around here. You want me to approve of a thing like that? And what was the cause at the beginning of this war? That teachers demonstrated, lawyers demonstrated, drawing the head of state's attention to the fact that things were not moving well in their own sphere of operations. He instead declared war, where the Prime Minister had discussed and agreed on certain modalities with these people. Now, if it turned into a war, and Maurice Kamto's own now, are they trying to cook it to turn it to a war, to wage a war on the Bamileke people, or this is how the laws of our land are? People are not being judged fairly. Let's look at the Pinyin massacre, where Cameroon Tribune, the CRTV, did not went there to find out what happened, to see what really transpired. And that somebody wounded was taken to the hospital. They followed the hospital, got him out, plus his 2 brothers went back to Pinyin, shot them and left them there. Where and when do we ever investigate an issue to know that this person is wrong? Every case of killings, it's Ambazonia there. They've not blamed the army for once to say that you overdid it here.
Added to the Anglophone crisis hitting the northwest and the southwest regions of the Republic of Cameroon, land disputes constitute another serious problem affecting some parts of the southwest region. And a case in point in this newscast is the Tiko subdivision, and our correspondent Derek Jato talked to the mayor of that municipality and compiled this report.
A piece of land is well demarcated, but inside the said plot, another pillar is planted. Still on the same land, just meters away, pillars of different shape and colors are planted almost on the same spot. Another party is giving the said land on rent for farming, and from a distance, other parties are notifying everyone to stay off. This land in Tiko subdivision was surrendered by CDC, and today the Cameroon Real Estate Corporation, with the mandate from the Prime Minister to forward applications for those who wish to own land in this area, through the Senior Divisional Officer for Fako Division to the Minister of Lands is warning that those who have bought land here, not from the Minister of Lands, are occupying the said area illegally, announcing that there is a court order for them to be evicted. The corporation also presented documents showing that this land is known as Likumba Commercial Layout and any other name is not known by the Minister of Lands. The Mayor of Tiko Council, Chief Mokondo Daniel, told Equinoxe Television that he will only issue a building permit when the Building Commission of his council must have studied the file of applicants and convinced him that the document has met up with the requirement stated by the law.
And several decades after independence, several parts of the Republic of Cameroon remain enclaved till date, lacking basic necessities. In the report coming up next, Smanjikan Gabriel takes us to Bangala village in Bacham subdivision, west region of the Republic of Cameroon.
It is the Bangala Village Community Hall that serves as the government technical school, fondly called SAR-SM. The students who are eager to learn to better their future study under very difficult conditions. The dust in the classroom and the fact that they lack equipment to enable them carry out their practicals effectively are just some of the immediate problems faced by these students of SAR-SM Bangala. More to that, the school that was created in 2014 has only one teacher and some goodwill natives who give a helping hand when chanced. According to this student, we lack classrooms, benches, we walk inside dust, and even workshops we don't have. Due to the ugly condition, many of our friends have gone. We are now pleading that the state should construct classrooms for us and also get equipment that we can work with. With more than 20 students who started SAR-SM Bangala, the institution now counts just 7 students. A parent tells us, the number today was more than that before, but due to the lack of practical materials, they have all left, most of them girls.
Depuis ce jour-là, je ne vois plus aucune fille. Je ne vois que les garçons.
Apart from the school problem, Bangala does not have an accessible road network. It is the youth of the village who use crude materials to render the roads a little accessible every week. The exercise doesn't exclude anyone, as even the disabled are on the roads walking. Water has also stopped flowing in the locality for several years now at Bangala.
Les gens qui boivent encore de l'eau sale dans ce village, et le choléra, vous ne pouvez pas ignorer les conséquences du choléra.
The inhabitants of Bangala are now looking up to the authorities of the Bacham Council to come rescue them from their difficulties.
Cameroon's Minister of Higher Education, Professor Jacques Famdongo, has published details of the special recruitment of 2,000 lecturers in state universities across the Republic of Cameroon. He granted a press conference in Yaoundé today and has described or decided by the Prime Ministry the University of Bamenda will receive 132 lecturers, the University of Boya 130, the University of Douala 127, the University of Chang 109, the University of Maro 102, University of Ngaoundéré 130, the same number for the University of Yaoundé 1 and 100 for the University of Yaoundé 2. Vice Chancellors and Rectors have published in the websites of the different state universities all the vacant posts in the various departments and schools, as well as conditions of admission or recruitment. And speaking to the press, Minister Famdongo reassured all candidates that the recruitment will be done within the ambits of transparency, competitive, and of course scientific and holistic norms. Take a listen to Professor Jacques Famendongo.
Recruitment of teachers in state universities as enshrined in the regulatory text with other circumstantial procedures, because precisely this recruitment, by its special character, derogates to some extent the classical procedures. This flexibility was desired by the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya, not only to give opportunities to the greatest number of candidates, but also and above all to ensure the reliability of the operation. The architecture of the bodies involved in the candidate selection process is well organized, and this allows each level to correct potential mistakes and to ensure that the criteria of objectivity, transparency, and fairness are fully respected. Within the Ministry of Higher Education, we are willing to conduct this operation with the utmost impartiality, so that in the end, merit prevails, while ensuring the competitiveness of institutions and universities. We are therefore open to all suggestions as well as constructive criticism which could be helpful for the success of this very important activity. Thank you for your kind attention.
Professor Jacques Famendongo, Minister of Higher Education of the Republic of Cameroon, speaking there. Now out of the country, President Muhammadu Buhari has won a second term, another mandate in office, according to results published by the Independent National Electoral Commission. And in Senegal, citizens are still expecting the results of last Sunday's presidential election in that country. Details in this report compiled by Immaculate Fogwe.
The 2019 presidential elections in Nigeria, which was marred by violence and delay, saw the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari, the head of the All Progressive Party, APC. The 76-year-old defeated his main rival, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The official results, proclaimed by the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, saw Buhari grabbing more than 15 million votes as against contender Atiku Abubakar a little above 11 million votes. According to the Nigerian electoral laws, the candidate with the most votes is declared winner as long as they have at least 1/4 of the vote in 2/3 of Nigeria's 36 states and the capital.
This is the way forward to this country and to my generation. And that is why we choose to bring him back for the second time.
Meanwhile, in Senegal, the electoral body has cautioned politicians against declaring presidential results following counter-claims of satisfactory performance at the polls by the ruling party. The commission calls on candidates and their supporters, as well as civil society actors and the population, to refrain from any premature statements on the results. The caution came forth after Prime Minister Mohamed Dionne said early results show Macky Sall had won 13 out of the 14 regions, securing 57% of the vote. This was disputed by opposition candidates Ousmane Sanko and Idrissa Seck, who said no candidate could claim to have won the presidential election. Official results are due to be released by Friday latest.
Immaculate Fogwe ending this edition of the Primetime News on Equinoxe Television. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. Goodbye.